Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw, and we are just coming off the Backlash pay-per-view, and what a night it was. We had two title changes, and it was what you're seeing on your screen right there, the World Heavyweight Championship. LA Knight knocking off Mark Henry, and Damian Priest knocking off Finn Balor for the WWE Championship. And tonight, LA Knight is kicking off Monday Night Raw to address what is next for him, and not only that, but to celebrate his first ever major championship, his first ever World Heavyweight Championship win. It's a big moment for LA Knight. And now tonight, he gets to celebrate it with all of you and everyone here at this arena. Big time moment for the megastar. He's won championships before, but the first ever World Championship title in his career. And we're going to see how LA Knight reacts to that. You know, I've had a lot to say in my career. That's never been the problem. But standing here right now, this one hits a little different. At Backlash, I didn't just win a match. I proved something to myself. I proved that all the talk, all the noise, all the nights grinding when nobody was watching, it meant something. This championship, it's not a prop. It's not a catchphrase. It's responsibility. And whether you love me, hate me, or showed up to see what happens next, you're looking at a guy who's going to show up every single week and fight like he still has something to prove. I know how this works. The target's already on my back. Somebody in that locker room thinks this reign starts and ends with one good night. Somebody thinks I got lucky. Well, here's the truth. Luck didn't get me here. Consistency did. Pressure did. And if you want this, you step up, you earn it, and you better be ready. I'm proud to be standing here as a World Heavyweight Champion, and this isn't the end of the story. This is where it really starts. Name on the front of the show is Raw. Name on the top of this division is LA Knight. Sorry to interrupt you, LA Knight. I'm not out here to ruin your moment. Seriously, you earned that, and I respect that. You said that title is responsibility. I believe you. But here's the part nobody talks about. Responsibility comes with pressure, and pressure changes people. I'm holding a contract that says I can challenge for that championship anytime I want. Not because I'm sneaky, because I earned this too. So I need you to understand something. I'm not here to cash in tonight. Not after what you just went through. That's not who I am. But don't get comfortable. Because when I decide the time is right, I'm coming for that title. And when I do, it won't be personal, it will be necessary. You said this is where the real story starts? You're right. Just make sure you're ready for the part where I walk in and try to end it. Well, what a moment, ladies and gentlemen. LA Knight out here. Sami Zayn coming through the crowd onto the announce table here. And we're going to see these two possibly down the line. You never know what that's going to look like, ladies and gentlemen. But Sami Zayn, LA Knight kicking us off here live tonight. But we, ladies and gentlemen, are going to get right into a gauntlet match in a matter of moments. It's going to be Mark Henry versus all of the members of the Vision.
The following is a gauntlet turmoil match. The rules of the match are as follows. Two superstars will start in the ring. When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Eliminations can occur by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countouts. The match will be won if the first entrant eliminates all other entrants in the match.
And now here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to kick off Monday Night Raw. And we just witnessed LA Knight make his rounds here on Monday Night Raw, say what is going on with him. And then Sami Zayn, Mr. Money in the Bank, he said, hey, I wasn't out here to interrupt you, but I'm just out here to let you know, hey, this Money in the Bank briefcase I can cash in anytime, any place, anywhere. And I will certainly let you know when I cash in. And certainly, obviously, we're going to kind of switch gears here to Mark Henry and company here. Mark Henry, ever since he won that World Championship at WrestleMania, has certainly put a target on his back. He attacked Sami Zayn, who was coming out to give him some respect. And then also the Vision. had certain plans for Mark Henry. Seth Rollins said, "Hey, if you want to work with us, we'll make sure you still become, still have that World Heavyweight Championship around your waist." Well, Mark Henry said, "Hey, I don't need anybody watching my back." And Seth Rollins did not take that too kindly, would then viciously beat down Mark Henry. The whole group, the Vision, would beat him down. So now, obviously, weeks and weeks of back and forth between the Vision and Mark Henry. I mean, last week, Mark Henry used the ropes to walk out victorious. And now, the number game is going to come to a head tonight in a gauntlet matchup with Mark Henry versus Austin Theory. That leaves a bunch of different openings from the likes of Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, even Seth Rollins if he chooses to get involved in this. But this is certainly big for all members of the Vision, but certainly, I'm really looking forward to see how this is going to work for Mark Henry. Can he withstand all of the members of the Vision? I doubt Becky Lynch is in this matchup because she has a main event matchup later on tonight against Nikki Bella. So we'll see how everything fares in this matchup, though. But if I'm Austin Theory, I mean, if you're able to knock off Mark Henry, more power to Austin Theory. That only builds the stock of Austin Theory. But we're going to find out tonight how that fares for this young man. If he can get Mark Henry on his shoulders and hit an A-Town Down Under type of maneuver, an ATL, maybe, just maybe, that might be enough. Here we go. Referee ringing the bell, and look at Mark Henry trying to get hit with a clothesline. Mark Henry not going to allow that to happen. But look at Theory now with these strikes, slowly but surely. And especially if this is legit, taking on all the members of the Vision. Theory, if I'm him, I'm drawing this match out because it's going to be a draining matchup on Mark Henry. Henry's going to look to decimate all of them because he's not too happy, obviously, with losing that World Heavyweight Championship at Backlash. The stunning upset, honestly. That's no offense to LA Knight. He's more than capable of knocking off any wrestler, size, weight, whatever it might be, but certainly was expecting Mark Henry to walk out victorious, and it was just LA Knight's night. And I'm certainly sure Mark Henry's going to want to get his rematch. We're not seeing it tonight on Monday Night Raw, more focused on the Vision of sorts. But if I'm LA Knight, you got to be ready for a upcoming championship defense, possibly against Mark Henry. It's Mark Henry just throwing around Austin Theory. Ooh, man. And now Theory going to get hit with a big elbow right to the chest, or almost going to cave in the chest there of Austin Theory. Henry again continuing to go to work here. Bam! Big time power slam there, almost like a reverse scoop slam of sorts. And still tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we do have plenty of action. Like we mentioned before, Becky Lynch of the Vision. She goes one-on-one against Nikki Bella in a non-title matchup. Both women will be in title matches coming up this Saturday live at Saturday night's main event, as Nikki Bella challenges Bianca Belair for the Women's United States Championship, as well as Becky Lynch defends her Women's World Championship against the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Uh-oh. Big splash coming. Oh, goodness, he hit all of that. Will that be enough to eliminate Austin Theory too? No, big kick out there from Theory. As well as tonight, Randy Orton, he's in action. He'll be taking on the Bulgarian Brute, the Redeemer, Rusev. They're trying to get some power and trying to grapple with Theory, and that's not the best idea as he gets hit with the world's strongest slam. Is that going to be enough for an elimination? 2. No, Theory at the very last second. And Henry, he's frustrated. Frustration is certainly brewing. He's certainly... Oh, wait. He's going to use the ropes just like he did last week to knock off Seth Rollins. But not this week. Not enough weight used to keep Theory down. Oh, and a running knee right to the ribs. That's what Theory needs to do if he wants to knock off Mark Henry. I mean, certainly Henry's going to want to take as many members of the Vision down with him tonight, but losing the very first matchup, I mean, certainly will bode well for the Vision and not bode too well for Mark Henry, just because obviously the Mark Henry's vision for tonight is to take as many down with him, as Theory was just busted open moments ago. And now if Theory doesn't moves out of the way, this could be it. No, he got the knees up, but do you want all that weight landing on the knees there? Probably not the best idea, but hey, I mean, a block is a block, I suppose. And now Theory trying to maybe hit him with an eye rake here, possibly almost like a submission hold here, but he's gonna let go of it. But now Theory, he missed out on a big opportunity to try and hit a big maneuver moments ago. We'll see if he can somehow get himself back in this matchup. He's already busted open on the right side of his face. He's really got to go to work here on Henry. Oh, goodness. That neck's not going to be feeling too good. Is now Austin Theory going to go high risk, high reward situation? It's not going to bode well for Mark Henry, I believe, as Henry gets hit with an axe handle. Mark Henry realizes he was in trouble. Theory was setting him up for something. It didn't work out in his favor, but no. Theory, can he get him? Oh my goodness, he got him all. How was he able to lift off the big man, Mark Henry? Is that enough? No, 2.5. Mark Henry stays in it for a little bit longer. And nice pump kick there from Theory. Mark Henry in trouble after just getting hit with a vicious pump kick to the face. And Mark Henry, he's telling Theory to get up to his feet. Are we going to be in for another World's Strongest Slam? Theory going for a power slam, or I should say Henry was looking for a power slam, and Theory was able to get out of it. Could you imagine how big this moment would be for Austin Theory if he's able to knock off Mark Henry? Roll through, go super kick there from Mark Henry. I don't think I've ever seen a super kick from Mark Henry before. If I have, I don't recall it, but I don't remember ever seeing it from a man like Mark Henry. Probably because his legs aren't probably long enough to really do that, but very impressive nonetheless. And also, I don't think I've mentioned it either, Kevin Owens is in action tonight. He takes on Rey Mysterio, WWE Hall of Famer, one-on-one tonight as Kevin Owens gets ready for his one-on-one contest coming up at Saturday night's main event, an Extreme Rules match between himself and Chris Jericho. As the second time around, Mark Henry hits the splash, but Theory, all adrenaline flowing through this young kid, but certainly leads up to Mark Henry with a World's Strongest Slam into the pinfall opportunity. 1, 2, 3. Theory is eliminated, and who is next in this gauntlet matchup? And here comes the social media megastar, Logan Paul, the Maverick. Theory's like, come on, man, really? This is really who I have to face? As Theory, very impressive tonight. Let's see if Logan Paul can knock off Mark Henry here, ladies and gentlemen, as Paul runs right into a vicious clothesline. And right now, Mark Henry, he's full of anger, hate. He's tasting his own blood right now. Probably not the best to be second in this matchup, but you never know. Logan Paul, it only takes one right to the face, and it could be down, game, set, match over. It's a big splash of his own. Logan Paul right to the ribs. Into another moonsault right there to the ribs. Oh, but Henry not going to allow that to happen much longer as a running STO folds him in half. And my question is, ladies and gentlemen, who should be next in line for that World Heavyweight Championship? This is the last Raw of 2K25. We have a lot to discover into 2026. A lot going on. After, certainly, we get to Saturday night's main event, there's going to be a lot of people as the World's Strongest Splash there for Mark Henry. There's a lot to really discuss on what the future holds as the World Heavyweight Champion. Is it Rollins? Is it Henry? Is it the other members of the Vision? What exactly does that look like as the hook of the leg after the World's Strongest Slam? Oh, and almost enough. But Logan Paul survives momentarily. Oh, goodness, the vicious headbutt. I believe Logan Paul is busted wide open. Yet that looks like right above the eyebrow, the right side there. cut wide open after that vicious headbutt. Logan Paul is in a dangerous spot to be at this moment, ladies and gentlemen. Now Logan Paul in trouble again. Oh my goodness. That's what runs into issues when you run into a man like Mark Henry. You know, Austin Theory did quite well. And Logan Paul, he's having some issues. He's hella talented. But right now, this is all Mark Henry's moment at this exact time. Going for a neck breaker. Mark Henry catches him. And this has been a one-sided affair at the moment, as Logan Paul's trying to really get himself back in this matchup. I mean, yes, he's had a couple blows in this matchup, but it's been all Mark Henry. And now Mark Henry going to look to go to work here on Logan Paul again outside here. Both men need to get back inside the ring to avoid a count out here. Jessica Card trying to get them both in here. Can't tell if that was a 6 or a 7 there, not the trying to insert the meme there. Now it's a 7. Both men need to get back in this ring here, especially Logan Paul, Mark Henry. We're getting closer to an 8 count. Both men need to realize they are in trouble. Henry now gets himself back in the ring, and so does Logan Paul before the 9 count there. And now Henry with a big time scoop slam there to Logan Paul. And world's strongest splash, but Logan Paul gets the knees up. This is the moment Logan Paul needs to capitalize here. If I'm Logan, maybe hit it. Well, that lariat turning him inside out will certainly help out, but I think a closed-handed punch would certainly get the job done. But no, Mark Henry still in the matchup a little bit longer here as Logan Paul with these vicious Miz kicks right here as he, oh goodness, right to that side that Mark Henry's already busted open on. And now here comes Mark. Oh, nice spinning power slam here. Referee right in position. Arms must not be underneath the ropes. Is that enough? Mark Henry, not enough to keep Logan Paul down. Can Mark Henry go all the way tonight against the Vision as another World's Strongest Slam? Logan Paul's in trouble. 2. No, he kicks out. Mark Henry can't believe it. I mean, I think Mark Henry gets the 3 count if, that is a big if Logan Paul didn't block that World's Strongest Splash a couple minutes ago in this matchup. It's Logan Paul with that punch out of nowhere, and that could be it. Oh, Mark Henry grabbed the bottom rope. Mark Henry grabbed the bottom rope, but the referee is calling it. Jessica Card did not see it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's only going to piss off. That is only going to piss off Mark Henry even more. Last week, Mark Henry used the ropes against Seth Rollins to win. Referee didn't see it. This week, Mark Henry grabs the bottom rope. The referee Jessica Card did not see it, and it comes back to bite him. And Logan Paul has defeated Mark Henry here tonight, live on Monday Night Raw. Hold on, just one moment. Last week, it was a clear decision. We're not changing the result of it. Mark Henry beat Seth Rollins in that matchup. Yes, the feet were on the ropes, but no change in that. But again, tonight, Logan Paul had Mark Henry pinned in the middle of the ring. Mark Henry grabbed the bottom rope. Referee did not see it this time. While I don't favor what the Vision has done here ever since coming to Monday Night Raw, I am not a biased person, as this is back-to-back weeks where we've had an incident involving Mark Henry and the Vision. So this matchup will be restarted right now, right here, and we are going to continue this gauntlet matchup. It will be Mark Henry and Logan Paul continued. Referee, ring the bell. Logan Paul doesn't seem to be too happy by that, but he doesn't see that Mark Henry was right behind him. And now Mark Henry will look to go back to work here. Mark Henry has certainly had a lot go on during this matchup as another world's strongest slam there from Mark Henry. And that might be enough to do it, to eliminate Logan Paul. And it is. Now it is Mark Henry versus Bronson Reed, the big man. Bronson Reed, two behemoths about to go at it. And look at Mark Henry kind of changing attitude now. Two absolute behemoths about to break it down in the middle of this ring. And now, here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. Bronson Reed dropping him right on his head there. Certainly not the best feeling in the world. Is that going to be enough? No, it is not. Oh, look at Bronson Reed. He doesn't know what just hit him. And now Mark Henry, about to go with the world's strongest slam out of nowhere to Bronson Reed. Could that be enough? No, it is not. Just a 2 count. Mark Henry again, going to the well one more time to Bronson Reed a second time. Could you imagine the elimination here too? No, very, very close. He's hit one on Logan, well, multiple on Logan Paul, multiple on Bronson Reed. Reed's got to fight back now. He's got to really dig down deep here. As Bronson Reed trying to do his damnedest to stay in this matchup. As big basement drop kick turns Mark Henry inside out there. Here comes big Bronson Reed. Maybe gonna look for a tsunami here. Sometimes a big clothesline takes it there to Mark Henry. Big reversal from Mark Henry, though. Not going to allow the Vision to decimate him here tonight. He can thank William Regal, the Raw general manager, for getting this matchup restarted. He said, hey, I'm trying to be impartial as it is, but if we're going to have back-to-back weeks where we're having matches like this involving Mark Henry and the Vision, it's got to be called. And he's not, not taking back the result that happened last week between Mark Henry and Seth Rollins, but he doesn't want to hear Mark Henry complain, or even the Vision to complain about what happened. So he said, hey, you know what, this time around we are restarting it. And that led to a elimination of Logan Paul. As off the ropes we go. Here comes Mark Henry. Man, absolute vicious big man is Mark Henry. Bronson Reed, after just getting hit with those two vicious world's strongest slams, he just has not been able to get himself out of it. And look at Mark Henry. He is making this look easy. And right now, I mean, based off what you have, Theory's eliminated, Logan Paul's eliminated. You don't know how this Bronson Reed situation's about to turn out. So that leaves Braun Breaker and maybe potentially Seth Rollins. And that's asking a lot for the rest of those two to get the job done. Is Mark Henry now going to work the shoulder blade, try to slow down Bronson Reed as much as possible, but Reed fighting back in this matchup. And now Bronson Reed has him up, has him down. Big maneuver there from big Bronson Reed. Is that enough for the Vision to knock off Mark Henry tonight? No, it is not. 2.5. I'm going for a second one, I believe, but Mark Henry saw that coming. He was not going to allow that. As Reed trying to move out the way, but Henry with a big old clothesline. Another pinfall opportunity. We'll see if it's enough this time around. But no, the matchup will continue. And Mark Henry taking his time here, just taking a breather, really feeling himself out here. It's a big time night here in the Monday Night Raw. Very last Monday Night Raw before Saturday night's main event. Another world's strongest slam. Is that enough? 2, 3 it is. Now Bronson Reed, it took 3 of them to put him down. And Bronson Reed has been eliminated. But no, here comes the badass, Braun Breaker. He is a former WWE champion, former NXT champion, former Raw Tag Team champion. Came up a bit short last night or I should say, at Backlash with Bronson Reed in that World Tag Team Championship matchup against the Dudley Boys. And we'll see if tonight they can get a little bit of a different result. As now Breaker, oh goodness. Not the best feeling for sure for Braun Breaker. And now Breaker able to reverse out of it. We'll see if Breaker can get some kind of offense going here. It's all Mark Henry. And no, here we go. Big strikes here from Braun Breaker. There we go. Simple but effective. As Mark Henry once again busted wide open. And now here comes Braun Breaker here. Breaker. Spear. Spear. Right there to Mark Henry. Spearing him in half. Is that enough to put him away? 2. No, this time around the referee saw it this time around. And he called a rope break. And another spear, his second one in this matchup, back to back. Isn't it the second time? No, Henry kicks out. No, the straps are down. The straps are down for Braun Breaker here. All hell is breaking loose. Braun Breaker not sure on what he wants to do here. Trying to take all the time in the world. Certainly a spine buster helps his chances. And now Breaker. Looking for a third spear in this match. Third, incoming and right through the torso of Mark Henry. You gotta believe this is it the third time, correct? 2. Noah. 3 spears from Braun Breaker. How is Henry moving? I know Mark Henry is a monster in his own half, but still. Spears, everything in between, and it still has not been enough this matchup. And this is where Braun Breaker, you obviously want to stay in the ring, but you got to keep your head up. I know it's 3 spears, but Mark Henry's the type of man that can sustain a lot of damage to himself. Is now Braun Breaker. Breaker has him up on top of his shoulders, trying to submit him, but luckily the referee right there to call it. Trying to call it right down the middle after, unfortunately, that situation. As, look at this. Trying to submit him, but again, the referee is right there. He's locking it down right now. Especially, he doesn't want to hear from William Regal once again about an issue when it comes to the results. As a, nice Hurricane Rana takedown there. Is that enough to knock off Mark Henry? 2, 3 it is. Braun Breaker gets the job done for the Vision tonight. It took 3 spears, and then that vicious, I think you want to call it a Hurricane Rana of sorts, or something very similar to that. Might be a little wrong, but it took a little bit of time, ladies and gentlemen. But Mark Henry survived Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Bronson Reed. But then after that, it was Spear City for Braun Breaker. It took a lot. Mark Henry survived a little bit, but it was just too much at the end of this matchup. And what a match it was. And, Reed just could not figure out Mark Henry. He was just World's Strongest Slam after World's Strongest Slam there for a bit. And then it just was, like I said, too much of Mark Henry at the end of this matchup. But we saw 3 spears from Breaker. One of many spears in this matchup, eventually hitting that vicious Hurricane Rana, and it was all she wrote. And Braun Breaker gets the job done and maybe getting some revenge after losing that World Tag Team Championship match the other night, live at Backlash. Look who it is, Seth freaking Rollins, ladies and gentlemen. Seth Rollins watching on as Mark Henry had to run the gauntlet, but Mark Henry wanted this matchup tonight to try to decimate it. And I'm curious if Seth Rollins was the next man or if Braun Breaker was the very last one. We'll never know, ladies and gentlemen. But Seth Rollins curb stomping Mark Henry once again here. And certainly Mark Henry could have easily just had the Vision looking after him. But Seth Rollins didn't get the answer he wanted, and he made sure that he's going to absolutely embarrass Mark Henry here. And now, oh no, this ain't good. Seth Rollins through the table. Frog splash through the table. Mark Henry's going to be feeling that one, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly not the best feeling in the world to have that type of situation. And oh no, not a pedigree. Not a pedigree on the broken table legs there. Oh no, this ain't good, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't good at all. Can we get some kind of help? Is Seth Rollins telling Mark Henry to get up to his feet? Rollins wants to end Mark Henry here, and he might actually do it. As again throws it on top of him. And now Rollins, oh no, not on the broken leg again here. Oh my goodness. Rollins destroying Mark Henry after Henry already went through absolute hell tonight. Monday Night Raw is certainly not disappointed so far here, ladies and gentlemen. Especially, we've already seen LA Knight. Sami Zayn coming out, giving him a brief reminder that he's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Then we had, just moments ago, the Gauntlet matchup, where the Vision ultimately ended up winning. But, certainly, we had our fair share of you could say some excitement of sorts, but ultimately Rollins and company ended up getting the upper hand on Mark Henry. Henry, we're being told, is being rushed to the hospital after what he sustained in that matchup, as well after what Rollins just did to him. So I don't know when we're going to be seeing Mark Henry around for a good while after just being stomped outside that ring. But now we shift gears to a one-on-one contest as Kevin Owens takes on the WWE Hall of Famer, Rey Mysterio. Kevin Owens looking to pick up a big win just days away before Saturday night's main event. And certainly for Rey Mysterio, hey, win tonight's match, continue into 2026, and have a great year. Maybe, just maybe, Mysterio can win a championship. Because we don't know how much longer we're going to have Rey Mysterio in our lives. So certainly, I'm sure a lot of people would love to see Rey Mysterio win another championship, as he is a former United States champion here in the series. Certainly, I wouldn't be the only one that would look forward to seeing Rey, defy the odds once again and become champion. But certainly will not be easy, but obviously Rey's focused on winning tonight, having a strong mindset going into this matchup because he knows how dangerous Kevin Owens can be, and we're going to see how this is because Kevin Owens takes on Chris Jericho in an Extreme Rules matchup coming up this Saturday. As the referee rings the bell, and oh, look at Kevin Owens wildly trying to hit him with that clothesline. That's a problem that you face with Rey Mysterio. He's just so flashy and he's so quick that you try to go for a maneuver and he's just able to roll out of things very quickly. So if you're Kevin Owens, you got to slow down Mysterio as much as possible. And that seems like that's what he's trying to do momentarily. And now Rey trying to flip it up on him, trying to work on his other shoulder here. Back and forth we go. Just wrenching it on that shoulder, man. Both shoulders are not going to be feeling too good for both men coming out of this matchup. As well, Mysterio with a big takedown. Oh, into the pinfall. Looking to steal one victory here early. But no, just a 1 count. But still to come tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Randy Orton and Rusev singles action later on in the evening. As well as the main event tonight, Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella. Really looking forward to seeing that matchup because in that main event, both of those women are in championship matches as Becky challenges Charlotte for the Women's World Championship, or I should say Becky defends her Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, as well as Nikki Bella challenges Bianca Belair for the Women's U.S. Championship. A lot of great Women's Championship matches coming up this Saturday, especially on the SmackDown side of things, a Women's Triple Threat matchup, where we're going to see Rhea Ripley defend against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. plus the 2 matches that I just went over just moments ago. So, I mean, that's 3 big women's matches there, plus still more to come. I mean, it's just going to be a great night of action. As now Kevin Owens, big frog splash right to the midsection. Is that going to be enough to put down Ray? No, it is not. Still just a 1 count. Going to have to do a lot more. Ray is the type of man, he's a scrapper, man. He's the type of man that's gonna scratch and claw to the very end. And now Ray gonna try to get himself back in the ring, and he does, taking some time, especially with his age here. Gonna take a little bit of time, not too much, but certainly got with those multiple knee surgeries. You know, to bring up those knee surgeries, for a man that's had multiple knee surgeries in his career, he is still so quick. And that really shows that, you know, he trains his butt off, even if he runs into issues as Mysterio moves out of the way of that potential disaster that would have hit him, and that being that Swanton bomb. But luckily for him, he was able to get out of it. And now this is the momentum Mysterio needs right now. Big time moment for Mysterio, looking to knock off Kevin Owens, as Kevin Owens, like we mentioned, has that Extreme Rules matchup coming up this Saturday, the first installment of Saturday night's main event. Back and forth we go between both of these guys. Big striking battle, and Kevin Owens is like, nope, we're not going any longer. You know, this is something we had to look out for. Owens attacking the knee, that left knee there. We know Mysterio, like we mentioned, has had knee surgeries over the years. So if anyone's going to attack it, it seems like Kevin Owens may be just the man to do it. And now Owens with the springboard, going for a DDT, did not work out. And now Ray was going to be able to capitalize, maybe. No, yes he is actually. Big Insiguri takes down Owens. Not a lot of time there where Superstar's able to counter out of it, but Ray, hey, he is the type of man that's going to be able to. As Mysterio working on that left knee of Owens as well. Back and forth here. Very competitive matchup. Especially after that big-time gauntlet matchup we just witnessed, man. It was a hell of a gauntlet matchup. It's a big knee right across the jawline of Kevin Owens. Owens is in trouble here. Gonna have to continue to take too much more damage, or this might start going in the favor of Rey Mysterio here tonight. As we do have ourselves a brief submission, but Owens able to simply get out of it. And now, a nice forearm strike there from Ray. Ray looking vintage as usual, as now Mysterio, Mexican Destroyer, turns Kevin Owens inside out into the pinfall. Is this enough? 2, no, 2.5. Jessica Carr right there to make sure shoulders were down. And now Owens tosses him over the top rope. This is what makes Owens one of the most dangerous guys in the game. He's the type of guy that can dish it out as well as take it out. As Mysterio just standing there, and look at that, just blocking. He was just kind of testing Kevin Owens and seeing what he wanted to do there. And Mysterio made him pay. And look at Owens. He's like, why don't you do it again? Come out here and do it. Why don't you come out here and fight me? As Owens on the apron, going to get himself back inside the ring here. And now, roll up here, looking to knock off Rey Mysterio. Is this enough? No, Mysterio. Mysterio going to look to steal one now. 2. Oh, that was close. Now Mysterio, back and forth we go. 1. Just a 1 count back and forth. You love to see it. The intensity is there for both men. As now Kevin Owens, what is he setting up for? Gonna go for that stunner. Stunner the first time around. Pinfall. Is this enough to walk out victorious? Referee a little slow with her count. I don't know if she got hit in between or what, but that was a slow count by Jessica Carr there. Owens all fired up here. Gonna go to the well one more time with another stunner. Let's see if she counts a little bit faster this time around. 1. No, again. Another slow count here. I don't remember Jessica Carr getting hit at all in this matchup. So I'd like to know why she is counting a little bit slow here. And if I'm Jessica Carr, you got to be careful, especially like a man like Kevin Owens. He is not afraid to put his hands on anyone, refs, superstars, management, whatever it is. So you got to be careful in those situations. But like I said, I don't remember her getting hit at all, so I don't know exactly, unless I missed it. But I'm very curious to see how this is going to end up playing out here as Mysterio with a powerbomb to the outside. But again, Owens, pure adrenaline. That powerbomb had to hurt, but he's fighting through it right now. And now Owens with a hard Irish whip down to the other side of the arena. Kevin Owens, uh-oh. He has Mysterio in the landing zone. These end up very well or very badly for one of these guys as Owens, flying crossbody, turns Mysterio inside out. And if you're Chris Jericho, wherever you're at here, Chris Jericho will not be here tonight as far as I'm aware, as Mysterio with a Mexican destroyer here at ringside. Chris Jericho is not here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, so big question is, wherever Jericho is, certainly he's got to be watching from home or whatever. He's got to be keeping an eye on this matchup. Referee is now at a 7 here. Owens. Oh, what a power bomb. Vicious power bomb. Referee now at an 8. Will we have ourselves a count out here? Rey Mysterio coming back to life. 9. And back in the ring he goes to walk into a stunner. Stunner out of nowhere for the 3rd time in this matchup. 2, 3. Kevin Owens gets the job done tonight. It took a little bit of time, but Kevin Owens gets it. I'm really looking forward to this hard-hitting bout between Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, reuniting a rivalry from years past. Owens doesn't appreciate Chris Jericho coming back, and Owens has a deceitful eye on Rey Mysterio. And no, there's a chair. No, Owens gonna take it out on Rey Mysterio, good buddy of Chris Jericho. Come on, Owens. And now here comes a non-title matchup, and it's going to be the Viper, Randy Orton, your U.S. champion in action once again, as he takes on the Bulgarian Brute, the Redeemer, Rusev. Randy Orton, there at Backlash, walked into one heck of a matchup. Himself and Logan Paul, they went back and forth, and Randy Orton, it took a little bit longer than he probably was expecting, but he walked out still U.S. champion. Now, are we going to see Logan Paul and Randy Orton once again down the line? I believe so, but, question is where and when that might be. Doesn't mean Logan Paul, since he lost, he gets a guaranteed championship opportunity, but for Randy Orton, it really depends on what he wants to do, and especially what pay-per-view are we building up to? Well, right now, obviously, Saturday night's main event is this Saturday, and some of these guys will not have a championship match or a regular match. They're at Saturday night's main event. So, certainly, when we get out of Saturday night's main event, the picture will be clear. We'll know what pay-per-view exactly we are building up to coming out of Saturday night's main event. All I'm going to tell you is this. Make sure you tune in for that Monday Night Raw edition here on Netflix, and you'll see exactly what is coming your way, what pay-per-view we're building up to. There's going to be some changes, all sorts of different things from here on Netflix, here on Monday Night Raw, and especially on Friday Night SmackDown. There is the Redeemer, Rusev. Rusev, very dominant since coming back. Did get an opportunity. I mean, he took out Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa months and months ago when he came back. And certainly he's been in number one contenders matches, but he really hasn't gotten his, you could say like actual one-on-one contests with champions. So I think tonight, what better way to reintroduce yourself here on Monday Night Raw than taking on the U.S. champion? Rusev said he's coming back for championships. He has sets on championships, and maybe, just maybe tonight, you knock off the U.S. champion. You get what you want. And maybe, just maybe, you get yourself a title match down the line. I can't wait to see how this is going to pan out, though. Two vicious superstars going at it in a non-title match. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. And here comes Randy Orton and Rusev. Like we mentioned, it's going to be a powerful matchup. These guys know each other quite well, so expect a lot of back and forth. And in this matchup, especially for Rusev, how can you handle the RKOs of Randy Orton in this matchup? And then same can be said for Randy Orton. How much damage will the accolade, or accolade, I guess you can call it the accolade, from Rusev, how much damage will that do to Randy Orton? Because Randy Orton's had neck and back issues throughout the years, so certainly something to really look forward to, or look out for in this match. But Rusev, not only does he hit the accolade, but he also hits that Machka kick as well. So it's something to really look out forward to in this matchup. Really see who the better wrestler is. A lot of changes on Monday Night Raw. I'm very curious to see what is going to be coming out of Saturday night's main event. Are we going to see new champions? How does certain rivalries come to a head? Especially for the women's championships. And then especially you got Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on coming up here very, very soon. I'm kind of teasing what's coming up next for Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown and even NXT here. We're going to see what kind of implications we run into, and especially what The Rock and Triple H want to do. Now, obviously, The Rock has been more hands-on this year, so I'm very curious to see what everything's going to pan out to be. As Rusev more aggressive there with those strikes to the back of the head. Rusev's the type of man, ladies and gentlemen, does not give a damn who you are. All he wants is championships and then to inflict pain on his opponents. So Rusev, he might not win tonight, but Randy Orton's going to know exactly how he felt after dealing with Rusev tonight. Going for a belly-to-belly, but Randy Orton with a big elbow on the top of the head, and now Orton fired up here. This is not what Rusev wants. The big power slam takes it to Rusev. Uh-oh, Rusev about to be in a bad, bad way. Randy Orton. DDT vintage Randy Orton. That could be the knockout blow for Randy Orton, but Randy Orton not done. Orton looking to solidify this matchup with an RKO, but Rusev catches him, expects it, and hits him with a big power slam. And Rusev now taking some time telling Randy Orton to get up to his feet, and now going for his own clothesline. But Orton saw that coming as well. And now big vicious back suplex. Also tonight, after your main event, we are going to be seeing Solo Sikoa, the winner of the ambulance match. He addresses what's next for him, and he really addresses his win against Jacob Fatu in that ambulance match. It was anyone's ball game, and it certainly looked like Solo was going to lose that matchup, but for Solo, walked out victorious. And haymakers there from Randy Orton, trying to put down Rusev. Obviously, Orton missing that RKO earlier, just a couple minutes ago in this matchup. We'll see how Orton responds. In the tree, whoa, that's not the best position to be. Now Orton trying to fire up this crowd, trying to get this crowd behind him here. And I think Orton right there, he playing some mind games with Rusev, because obviously Orton the first time around got countered with that RKO, so Orton really trying to test Rusev's kind of the timing in this matchup, as Rusev with a big gut punch there in this matchup. Now Rusev looking to pick up a big win here over the U.S. champion, but no, just a 1 count. Gotta start inflicting some pain here for Rusev. He's gotta start hitting some power maneuvers, maybe some super kicks, something off the top rope, I don't know. But Rusev has to, like I mentioned, start inflicting some more pain on Randy Orton. Certainly attacking the quad, that's one way to do it. As off the rope he goes. Oh! really spearing that left knee, that left leg of Randy Orton. And now Rusev was setting up something there. Randy Orton able to roll out of the way. He felt like he was in danger, and Orton able to capitalize with a big knee over that kind of shoulder blade area. Orton again setting up Rusev. Here we go. RKO the second time around. Is that enough to put away the Redeemer? 2. No, 2.5. Very close, and Orton cannot believe it. Gonna have to do some more damage. Randy Orton has to. I mean, certainly, maybe that RKO has lost its elegance of sorts. It takes a little bit longer, but now Orton gonna stomp on every limb in the body. This is vintage Randy Orton. Certainly sends a message, and now if he's able to hit it a second time, that will be definitely a bigger message. As Orton, no again, Rusev, another counter to the RKO, and Rusev looking to capitalize. Oh, but just a strong 1 count. Rusev can't believe it, but he hasn't been able to really hit much, as now almost a Coquina clutch of sorts, trying to make Randy Orton tap out, and Orton easily able to get out of it. Not really known for Rusev to hit a Coquina clutch out of nowhere, but hey, you know, sometimes you get desperate in these type of matches. And now Orton building up some steam here, and no, he runs right into a wall named Rusev. Orton moves out of the way, but runs into a clothesline. Now Rusev, is he thinking about the accolade here, I believe? Yes, he does. Accolade, middle of the ring. Orton is kind of close to the ropes, though. He could try and get over there, and Rusev, I think, realizes it and lets go of it. Rusev's been able to stay in this matchup for quite a bit of time due to the reversals of Randy Orton in this matchup. Or I should say, reversal to Randy Orton's RKO in this matchup. And now Rusev looking to inflict some more pain. Randy might not be 100% off after coming after that matchup against Logan Paul the other night. As now Rusev tossing him right into the steel steps. That ain't the best feeling in the world for sure. As Jessica Card trying to get both men back inside of the ring. Rusev, we're about to have ourselves a flying Redeemer. And going for the elbow, but Orton able to roll out the way, and we'll see if he can capitalize on that mistake as a backstabber. This is the type of match you want to see your U.S. champion have an absolute banger of a matchup. And now this is where Orton has to figure out something. Maybe this is not the night for an RKO. Maybe it's a night for, you pull something out of your old moveset. I don't know, but you got to figure out something quickly if you want to walk out victorious. As he goes for a jumping punch to the face, did not work out in his favor, and now Rusev gonna build up some steam here. Here comes Rusev, right into the corner right there into the torso area of Randy Orton. Now just stomping away, stomping a mud hole right into Randy. Into the pinfall, another opportunity. Can Randy Orton kick out of it? Oh, very close. There was barely any energy coming out of that kick out. And Rusev setting up some kind of kick here, I believe. Oh, no, but Randy was able to move. And now a Lou Thesz press right there to the face of Rusev. And now Randy Orton. We all know where this is going. Here we go. Randy Orton going for another DDT in this matchup. And bam, he connects. Rusev busted wide open. Like I said the first time, that should have been the knockout blow. Rusev looks like he's knocked out. And now Randy Orton, if he hits this is probably game, set, match over. Bam, RKO. RKO to Rusev. Into the pinfall. 2, 3. Randy Orton with a big win tonight live on Monday Night Raw, knocking off Rusev. And now it is main event time here on Monday Night Raw, the last Raw before Saturday night's main event. And there is big time Becky Lynch of The Vision. She is the Women's World Champion. and she will be defending that Women's World Championship coming up this Saturday, live at Saturday night's main event against the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch won her second ever Women's Royal Rumble, would go on to WrestleMania, challenge Charlotte Flair for that championship, would knock her off at WrestleMania in the main event of WrestleMania. Well, then she was scheduled to defend it against Charlotte Flair one-on-one, and then that's when it was revealed Seth Rollins and his wife are all a part of this division, and Rollins would stomp Charlotte Flair into the mat, and that would be enough for Becky Lynch to pick up the scraps and walk out victorious. As here comes Nikki Bella down in the ring. She won I believe it was a 5-woman battle royal to see who would take on Bianca Belair for the U.S. Championship live there at Saturday night's main event. And this is a big-time deal. Big-time matchup for Nikki Bella, a WWE Hall of Famer, taking on Bianca Belair, who is the you could say the current and the future of WWE. Really looking forward to see how those two go at it. I mean, it's going to be a good back-and-forth matchup. I can't wait to see how it really pans out. But now tonight, Nikki Bella has to go through the Women's World Champion before taking on Bianca Belair. I'm really looking forward to it and looking to really see how this pans out here. Jessica Carr ringing the bell. Here we go. The nice takedown there from the Hall of Famer. Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch with a collar elbow tie up here. Let's see who's going to be the better woman in this situation. Will it be the man or will it be the woman? And for Becky Lynch, certainly having the Vision in her corner, I mean, that opens up so many different possibilities. Her and I mean, certainly with that whole group, you know, if they end up having better situations, I mean, they could take over whatever brand they happen to be on. It's Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch again, just a feeling out process between these two. And right now, Becky Lynch just wrenching in on that left shoulder blade, just trying to tear her apart, so it's an easy part of maybe a disarmer later on in this matchup. But like we said, this is the last Raw before we get to Saturday night's main event, the last Raw of 2K25. And we don't know what the future is going to be looking like for Monday Night Raw. It's a big clothesline to the outside. And Nikki Bella not going to allow Becky Lynch to recuperate whatsoever. Oh, goodness, right there to the knee. But yeah, like we said, we're not too sure what pay-per-view we're building up to. Like, besides, some of these wrestlers are building up to Saturday night's main event, and some of these wrestlers are waiting to find out what is next for them pay-per-view wise. And certainly, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of 2K26, you will find out what exactly we are building up to. Very, very excited. Ooh, it was a big punt right there to the ribs. And Nikki Bella might be on to bigger and better things coming out of this matchup. Might be able to knock off the man, and might be able to knock off Bianca Belair as well. That'd be 2 massive wins in the span of 1 week. That would be absolutely massive for Nikki. Now Becky Lynch was trying to go for something. Nikki Bella saw it coming, hit her with a jawbreaker, and there you go, Bella Buster, that Bella face buster. And now Nikki Bella, what does she have in store for the champion? Here we go, looking for power slam, but a big reversal, DDT. Just when you think you might be able to take down the man changes up the questions to said answers. And now Becky Lynch again, just wrenching it in that arm. You gotta believe she's gonna set up a disarmer sometime in this matchup. But now, different variation of not a figure 4, but definitely working the legs for sure of Nikki Bella. The infliction of pain slows down Nikki Bella as much as possible here. And now high risk district from the man. Nikki Bella slowly but surely getting up to her feet as here comes Becky Lynch. Oh, but she gets caught by Nikki Bella with a power bomb. Now into the pinfall. Could you imagine 1, 2? No, just a 2 count. Impressive reversal though by Nikki Bella to even hit that, as both of these women trying to figure out what they want to do. back and forth outside the ring as much as possible, it seems. And now, wrenching in that left arm. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. Almost like a back suplex with the arm kind of lynched in there. No point intended when I say that. Is Nikki Bella with a big axe handle at the side of the neck there. And now Becky with a nice clothesline. Back and forth you go. And now Becky thinks she has enough. What is she thinking about doing to Nikki Bella? Looking for that, oh, that Beck's bottom there out of nowhere. Pinfall. Is that enough? 2. No, Nikki Bella kicks out. And I know Becky Lynch might call it something else, but I'd like to call it that just because a little different variation to the rock bottom, but I call it Beck's bottom. Is now Becky Lynch to the top rope. What does she have this time around? She didn't hit it the first time, but she hit it the second time. Very impressive as Becky Lynch, big time Hogan leg drop there to Nikki. And now Becky Lynch, high risk, high reward situation. Is she going to go for it for a second time? Actually, it'd be the third time. And now, no, she connects with a missile drop kick. Becky Lynch has been literally on fire in this matchup. Will this be it? 2. No, 2.5. And this is where Becky Lynch has got to figure out what she can do. It's in a submission hold here, almost a different variation of it, just a headlock of sorts. But Bella able to simply get out of it. Oh, goodness. Dropping that face right to that exposed knee there. Certainly going to knock you out. Knock some cobwebs out. As now Nikki Bella with an Alabama slam. Now you're feeling that momentum start going into the challenger's corner here. But no, as soon as I say that, Becky Lynch with a Beck's bottom again out of nowhere. Pinfall. 1, 2. No, she kicks out. 2.5. And the champion not too happy about that call. And can you blame her? As now Becky Lynch roll through. Oh, she's going to flip it into the disarmer here. Disarmer to Nikki Bella. Will she tap out? Could she grab the bottom rope? But no, she's able to slip out of it. Or maybe Becky Lynch just let go of it. Either way, did not work out in her favor. And now Becky Lynch. Oh, big elbow reversal from Nikki Bella. Nikki's got to figure out something quickly. She's got to hit a rack attack 2.0 or something to take down the chances of Becky Lynch winning this matchup. Oh, Nikki Bella. Nope. I thought maybe for a minute she was going to do something, but Becky Lynch has just been too much for her here tonight. As down goes Nikki Bella. And wherever Charlotte Flair, she's got to be watching this matchup very, very closely to try and see if she can pick up any ulterior motives to really see if, okay, hey, she struggles when she does this maneuver or whatever it is in this matchup, because she'll have plenty of time to really dissect it from obviously after tonight all the way to their matchup at Saturday night's main event. As now Becky Lynch has her on top rope here. What does the man have in store here? Nothing good for sure. As over the head suplex into the middle of the ring. That could be the knockout blow. 2, 3. Almost that exploder suplex out of nowhere to the middle of that ring. Big win tonight by Becky Lynch, knocking off Nikki Bella. And wait a minute, there is the challenger, Charlotte Flair, looking for some revenge on Becky Lynch tonight, sending a message to her saying, hey, this is my championship. I'm coming for this championship. And Charlotte Flair about to hit her in the head, getting some revenge after Becky did that to her weeks ago here on Raw. Message sent from the Queen to the man tonight. I told you all that Jacob Fatu was not ready. He was not ready to be in the limelight, and it showed at Backlash. Yes, he put up one hell of a fight in that ambulance match, but at the end of the day, the one, Solo Sikoa, the one problem in WWE, stood tall at the end of the night. So now everyone's probably wondering, what's next for Solo Sikoa? Well, I got the answers just for you. It is simple as this. Yes, I came up short against Randy Orton in that U.S. Championship match. And you know what, Randy? I didn't even want that U.S. Championship. Do I deserve it? Hell yeah. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't want that championship. What championship I want is that World Heavyweight Championship. So this is a sign to LA Knight. At the end of the day, you know who's better, and it sure as hell is an LA Knight. Yeah, it is Solo Sikoa. Yeah. You might as well just drop that World Heavyweight Championship for me because you're not defending that championship anytime soon. You don't have any challengers right now, so why don't you just drop the World Heavyweight Championship to me, and I can lead this brand better than you can. Well, that was pretty harsh from Solo Sikoa there, ladies and gentlemen. As, wait a minute, that's Jacob Fatu. What the hell? He just came out of that ambulance. Just coming out of the ambulance behind us. Jacob Fatu is here. I know he's a Samoan werewolf, ladies and gentlemen, but you didn't really think he was going to be able to come back like he is doing right now. Holy mackerel, Jacob Fatu is back. He definitely sustained some damage there, ladies and gentlemen, as he gets powerbombed on that wooden floor on that balcony there. But again, Jacob Fatu has him right where he wants him, and again another power bomb to this area outside here in the parking lot. Absolute viciousness coming from Jacob Fatu, and now through the glass. Jacob Fatu taking out his own blood. Certainly wants to get some redemption after losing that matchup live there at Backlash. He drops him right on that hard concrete. It seems like we may not be done with this rivalry, ladies and gentlemen. This may have just been the beginning between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Again, absolute brutalness between these two, and I guess just when you think it's over, it's not. And Fatu, oh my goodness, again dropping him hard on that concrete near that chair. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta head out, but thank you guys so much for joining us on the last Raw before Saturday night's main event. And oh, wait a minute, actually, hold on just a minute. Solo Sikoa get backing up to his feet. We were trying to get off the air, but Solo Sikoa, again, just stirring up to his feet. And Jacob Fatu is going to make him pay over and over again here. Look at he is just busted wide open, man. This is not good for Solo as he takes another brutal chair shot. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on NXT.